Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. Welcome to the programme. Days of rioting, soldiers on the streets, calls for a national strike and a death toll rising.
Strikes, protest and violence continue to shake Bangladesh as supporters of those accused voice their anger. More sentences will be announced, and whatever they are, they will draw strong reactions from one side, if not the other. Addressing Bangladesh's past struggle for independence appears to be shaking its unity now. Jane Ferguson for Inside Story.
Let's get the thoughts of our guests from Manchester in the UK. Salman al-Azami, the son of former Jamaat-e-Islam leader Ghulam Azam, who is one of those standing trial. In our London studios, Tridib Deb, co-chairman of the Bangabantu Lawyers Council. That's a group named after the first president of Bangladesh and head of the Awami League and father of the current Prime Minister. Welcome to both of you, gentlemen. Salman, let me start off with you. Can you update us on the situation on the ground right now, what it is that you are hearing about the rising violence?
Thank you for having me, Al Jazeera. My concern and my heart is bleeding with the situation in Bangladesh, what is happening now. I think the current Awami League and its allies are bringing the country on the brink of a civil war. And what is happening now is just indiscriminate killing of people protesting. You can't run a democratic government and not let people protest things, and then you fire at them and killing people indiscriminately. So I'm really concerned with what's happening in Bangladesh, and if you understand that this is because of the war crimes trial, the so-called war crimes trial that's taking place in Bangladesh, which is under no international supervision, and it is a political trial by a political party against some people who opposed the independence, but they did not, and they categorically deny any involvement in any of the atrocities committed by the Pakistani army. Now, you don't get the Pakistani army here, you don't get the real perpetrators here. What you are doing, you are trying to transfer their crimes to the people who are politically opponents. Now, if you just look at the people who are being tried, they all are against the government. They are all opposition leaders, and this is a clear plan to divide the opposition, destroy the opposition, to stay in power. Because one of the leading figures of the Bangladeshi freedom fighters, Bangabir Qadir Siddiqui, he's a decorated war hero. He categorically said that he will give witness that current Home Minister was involved in recruiting Razakars, who were the military forces. But they are only trying, so this is very clear, they're only trying the people from the opposition who are politically opposed to it. And this crime, ICT, the International Crimes Tribunal, has nothing international in it. All the international bodies, the Human Rights Watch, the Amnesty International, even Lord everybody, and the International Bar Association, and American Ambassador at Large of War Crimes, Stephen Jarrett, everyone said that this trial or this law does not give fair justice to the accused.
Okay, let me bring in Tridib here because you've raised many points and I'd like to work my way through them with Tridib. Is that a fair summation of what's happening as far as the tribunal is concerned, that it is just politically motivated? I mean, Salman was correct in saying that it's only opposition members who are facing trial.
No, that is what he was saying is not true at all. Bangladesh's history is known to everyone. Bangladesh had a serious trouble in 1971. 3 million people were killed. Almost 250,000 women were raped. And to say that the Pakistani army was only responsible for the killing and rape of Bangladeshis is not true. There were local collaborators, and some of the collaborators who are standing on trial at the moment, they have history of standing against Bangladeshis who fought against the Pakistanis for their independence.
But there are members too in the ruling
something.
party who have been accused of committing crimes against their own. Why don't they stand trial?
It's nothing but a fabrication that
And let me just talk you through what some of the people have said. Yawar Syed says they're trying to secure a better future for their country, but heavy Indian involvement in the verdict should be a matter of serious concern. SRIB Kamal Khan says skeletons should have been kept in the cupboard. It's not justice, it is revenge. This from Samir Ahmed. It is very unfortunate that people are being punished on false charges by an illegal tribunal because at some point in history they had opposed division of a Muslim country. But Maya Kamat is adamant the wrongs have to be set right. Timing does not matter. It's a blot on the history of Bangladesh. And hardline radicals have to be hauled up. War criminals have to be punished. Salman, I mean, they make good points there. And let's pick up the bit about war criminals have to be punished. The country needs justice to move on, doesn't it?
Absolutely. They need justice. The victims and the families of 1971 war needs justice, and that has to be done through a fair trial. Otherwise, it will be travesty of justice. It will be just unfair to them. Now, if you see what's happening, you know, this ICT. Now, your other interviewee has been saying that this is a court, and the court should go through the normal process. Yes, of course I understand. But first of all, this court has to be fair. And secondly, the court did give a verdict on the 5th of February. And gave life sentence to one of the accused. Now, what happened after that? The pro-government people started demonstrating and saying that, no, we want only hang. Now, in that situation, we want only these people to be hanged. Now, this is not a trial. You know, you are calling for people to be hanged without following the proper...
No, please, for God's sake, let us have some honesty. People who have come out on the street, they have come out of their sheer love for Bangladesh. They have come out to support a process that has been pending for more than 4 decades. Now, in 1971, when Bangladesh went for a full-fledged war against Pakistan, please bear in mind, Bangladesh, which was the then East Pakistan, accounted for 56% of United Pakistan's population. The father of the current Prime Minister won election in 1971 in an unprecedented, it was an unprecedented victory. And even with regard to the last general election, people voted the Awami League government in a manner which is unprecedented in the history of Bangladesh.
Okay, look, the government did say...
I understand where you're coming from. Now,
excuse me, General, the government's election pledge was that they won't open up war crimes, and that is what the government has indeed done. But what I want to know from you, Tridip, is how, after so long, after nearly 40 years, how can these accused face a fair trial? Where's the evidence?
Look, where is the evidence? The evidence is everywhere. The evidence is everywhere. 3 million
the forensic
people were
evidence?
Killed. The forensic evidence and some of the statements made by some of these accused during the 1971 simply supported the Pakistani military.
Can you give an example of where people are saying this is crimes against humanity? Can you please give a statement where anyone gave a statement that go and kill and rape and set fire on houses?
Mr. Saadi has been found to have committed serious war crimes. His evidence against him was given by a number of people, it's as
some of the people that you brought as witnesses said that they did not actually agree with the prosecution. Some of the prosecution witnesses actually denied.
The tribunal, let me put one thing very very clearly. Whatever the tribunal has decided is something that you guys can appeal against. And, in Bangladesh, we have fair justice. We have a justice system which is free from any political interference. Now, if
And that is very, very untrue. Very, very untrue.
any of
Mr.
the if,
Trideb.
But Mr. Salman, I know you're outraged by all of this, but members of Jamaat-e-Islami have been implicated. Many members have been implicated in some of this unbelievable violence.
No, I don't think they are known to be taking part in the violence. They were known to be opposing it politically. Now that has to be. I mean, if you just see after the independence. I mean, can I please finish, Mr. Trideb? If you see after the independence, the then government. Now that was the time when the war was very fresh in everybody's mind, and the Awami League government led by Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, the founder president, who under whose leadership the freedom fighting was taking place. They brought so many people under trial. Can you please let me finish, Mr. Trideb? Please do not interfere. Let me finish. I'll let you speak as well.
Go on.
No, I have to tell the truth.
They brought
I'm here to tell
100,000
the
people. 100,000 people were being tried, and then ultimately 700-something people were found guilty. Now, none of these people were even. There was not a single case against these people, and these people are now, after 40 years, suddenly become criminals. Why didn't Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and his allies, Sheikh Mujibur Rahman?
I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to jump in here because I just want to remind you who the main players are in all of this fighting on the streets, this fighting between politicians and Bangladeshis themselves. Sheikh Hasina has been Prime Minister of Bangladesh since her Awami League won elections in 2008. She set up the War Crimes Tribunal. 2 years later, the fulfillment of a campaign pledge to put those responsible on trial. The leader of the opposition Bangladesh Nationalist Party says it's pure politics. Khaleda Zia has accused Hasina of using the trial to go after her enemies.